Yesterday, Abdalla, we started the show with breaking news saying that we knew that Aaron Rodgers would be heading to Pittsburgh today and over the weekend, so then he would sign eventually this weekend with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's how we started yesterday's show. Today, we have new developments.
Oh, no.
We have new developments.
Oh, no.
With Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
What?
New developments.
What could go wrong? Okay. What could go wrong between he's on his way and he's going to sign? What could have happened between he's on his way and he's going to sign?
Now, both of those things could be true.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's still in play.
Sure.
Nothing has come out to say that Aaron Rodgers is not signing with the Steelers.
Okay.
And there's also nothing out there suggesting he's not on the way to Pittsburgh.
Okay.
You mentioned yesterday, who knows where his little hobbit hole is, where he's doing ayahuasca during the offseason. Who knows where he's held up getting ready for the season. Like, he could be traveling from like Thailand for all we know. Well, he could be coming from a different part of the world.
And they said he's en route, whether it's by horse, by boat, by land, by sea, whatever it is. He could be the postman by land, by sea, whether it's...
Yeah, and that's SEA too, just so you know.
Yes, yeah. SEA, yes. Yeah, of course.
So I just want to make sure that's established, is that there are no reports saying he's not signing with the Steelers. There are also no reports saying that he's not actually heading to Pittsburgh. But earlier today, listening to Chris Mack filling in for Nick Costos on You Better You Bet, right here on Westwood One Sports, hours ago, Steelers GM Omar Khan was on the show. And this is his response to Chris Mack asking the question on whether or not Aaron Rodgers is heading to Pittsburgh and will sign this weekend. Take a listen to the Steelers GM.
Yeah, I don't know where specifically Aaron is. I can tell you that Aaron and I and Coach and Aaron and Aaron's representative, we've had some good conversations since the season ended, and since Mike got hired, and it's been positive. But yeah, I don't know where he is at this moment. We've continued to have conversations, and they're positive, and we had a good experience with him last year, and I think he would probably echo the same thing, and conversations continue.
So that's Omar Khan earlier today,
Yeah.
Friday.
Yeah.
With Chris Mack on Westwood One Sports.
Okay, hold on a second.
There's a couple of things from this, right? He doesn't know where he's at.
Well, that's surprising. He's coming by horse.
But it's also, that doesn't necessarily tell us anything, but it does tell me that the Steelers don't have the actual itinerary on when Rodgers will show up, because otherwise, wouldn't the GM of the team say, yeah, he's expected to be at the facility this afternoon. Well, he's expected to be at the facility tomorrow. He's expected to be here then. Like, why be vague about it if you don't know? And the other thing that I think is telling about that answer from Omar Khan, he was on Westwood One Sports just an hour ago. What's telling to me about this is the conversations were good after this season and after Mike was hired. So does that mean there haven't been conversations as of late?
Well, we know, Chris, there have been conversations with Mike McCarthy.
But take a listen to the clip again. Omar Khan earlier today with Chris Mack. Take a listen to specifically when he says they had the conversations. Take a listen to it.
Yeah, I don't know where specifically Aaron is. I can tell you that Aaron and I and Coach and Aaron and Aaron's representative, we've had some good conversations since the season ended, and since Mike got hired, and it's been positive. But yeah, I don't know where he is at this moment. We've continued to have conversations, and they're positive, and we had a good experience with him last year, and I think he would probably echo the same thing, and conversations continue.
So shout out to Chris Mack for getting that on the show. Omar Khan, Steelers GM. And also Chris Mack made mention that this was news. When we talked about it yesterday, that Rodgers was heading to Pittsburgh for the weekend to possibly sign, Rappaport's the one that reported it earlier yesterday. Chris Mack is the one that said today on the show that was news to the Steelers.
Yeah, it was reported that Aaron Rodgers was en route. He would be there later today. He would sign the deal over the weekend, and he would be there for veteran minicamp, veteran OTAs. He wants to get to know all of the new players. There's new offensive linemen. They brought in Michael Pittman. They have a bunch of new draft picks. He wants to get to know everybody. He wants to show face. He wants to get this ball rolling as we get closer and closer to the regular season. It's May 8th, all that good stuff, right? He wants to get everything going. All that's well and good. This, according to Chris Mack, who is a good yinzer. He's a good...
He's a what?
A good yinzer. He's a good Pittsburghian.
He's from the area.
He's from the area, well connected with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He also hosts a nice radio show.
That too. And he said he knows people within the organization that said this was news to us.
Yeah.
Didn't know that this was happening and chalked it up to this is just Aaron being Aaron. So I ask you, Chris, I'm going to ask you a series of questions, Chris.
Oh, okay.
Let me just ask you.
Yeah. Do you want yes, no? What would you like?
I'm just going to ask you a series of questions.
Yeah, I can answer. I'm here. I'm sitting here. I'm ready to go.
Are you going to go to work today?
I'm at work, yes.
Are you going to go home today?
Yeah. I would hope to go home.
Are you going to take your dog out today?
Yeah, we're gonna go on a walk. It'll be a nice day. I'm gonna take Gus the Golden Doodle on a walk.
Are you going to play golf tomorrow?
I would hope. Yes, I would like to.
Now, listen once again to Omar Khan answer the question, is Aaron Rodgers on his way to Pittsburgh to sign a deal with the Pittsburgh Steelers? Here's Omar Khan. Omar
Khan with Chris Mack earlier today.
Omar?
On Westwood One Sports.
Omar?
Yeah, I don't know where specifically Aaron is. I can tell you that Aaron and I.
All right, you can stop Omar there. That's all I need to hear. It's a simple yes or no question. Yes or no. Yes or no. Yes or no.
All that to make that point.
All that to make yes or no. My point is this, Chris. These are answers from the Arizona Cardinals. These are answers you get from the Miami Dolphins. These are this is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Stop letting this man hold you hostage. This is ridiculous. I can't believe that this organization, with the Hall of Famers that they have, with the accolades that this organization has, when you think football, one of the organizations that comes to mind are the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Well, Tomlin was there. Tomlin's no longer your guy. Mike McCarthy is in charge now.
No.
Your guy.
Hold on a second. My guy.
Yeah, it's your guy.
No, Mike Tomlin welcomed this into the organization.
Tomlin, my guy.
Tomlin brought this in.
I'm a Tomlin guy.
Okay, your guy brought this in.
And he left.
Your guy welcomed this in.
Said, I didn't want to deal with this anymore.
And he brought this toxicness into the organization. And now this is what this has created. This is what he brings to organizations. The Jets were already a mess. He was already going to mess up the Jets. The Jets were already a mess. But this is what this has become. He's brought this toxicity into this organization. And now you've got Omar Khan stumbling over himself. It's a yes or no question. You're the Pittsburgh Steelers. Yes, he's coming in. Yes.
It's weird he was non-committal on if that's actually happening.
Yes.
That's a weird, and I'm not saying that Omar Khan is being weird. I'm saying I'm not too sure if the information that's out there is right on. Right? Like the information we got yesterday was from the fan in Pittsburgh saying that it's Rodgers weekend. It's going to be Rodgers Fest. They're going to have a big Rodgers party this week in Pittsburgh. And then Rappaport is saying that that's the case after that was out there. Now today, from what Chris Mack here on Westwood One Sports is telling you, is that was news to people in the organization. And then you hear Omar Khan, the GM himself, stuttering, not giving a committal date, not really saying that he didn't say that they had talks this week. He didn't say that they talked yesterday. He said that the offseason and after McCarthy was, to me, Abdalla, it sounds like a good old-fashioned source-off. Good old source-off. Good old Bleck and Abdalla source-off. That's what it sounds like. Somebody is not correct, right? Isn't that the case? Doesn't it sound like a good old-fashioned source-off?
It sounds like a source-off. It could be a source-off. I agree that we might have a source-off.
It kind of sounds like it.
It also sounds like Aaron Rodgers emerged from the ayahuasca hole and said, guys, I'm going to Pittsburgh. And someone within his inner circle, which could
It's
just
in the
be,
middle of the woods. He's telling the trees,
yeah,
the raccoons,
I think it might just be himself.
the chipmunks.
Like, I think it might just be a carrier pigeon that he sent somewhere to whoever the show was that gave this news yesterday.
The fan in Pittsburgh.
The fan in Pittsburgh.
We played the audio
I
yesterday.
know, the fan in Pittsburgh.
The guy was all jacked up, ready for Rodgers weekend.
Easy. And
He was excited.
I know. And when he said and gave the news, and the Pittsburgh Steelers were like, wait a minute, he's doing what? Cancel our... I was ready to play golf this weekend. Cancel
Yeah, it sounded like they didn't
cancel
know.
our plans.
It sounds like...
Cancel our plans. Yeah.
I don't know. Omar Khan didn't seem to be too solid on the information on if this was taking place.
And by now...
Sounds like a source-off, Abdalla.
You've had 24 hours to get your blank together. Like, what are you doing?
But I think that's why Omar Khan came on Westwood One Sports today to say what he said.
Okay, but you got to be a little bit more forthright than, maybe, I don't know.
But that's on him. I don't think they know. I think the information today is more correct than the information that we saw put out there yesterday by Rappaport.
But then you can't, when you go on a national radio show.
Here's what I'm pointing to. Did Rappaport just feel like he was getting scooped? So he saw a local radio station in Pittsburgh have a report and then have to jump on to be like, oh, I'm the guy that has the report.
My point is, when you go on
is it true or not?
Did Omar Khan not think he was going to be asked this? When you go on a national radio station,
see, but I don't think it's that. I think the Steelers want it out there that they don't know where this came from, that he's going to show up this weekend and sign.
Then
I'm not putting any of the shade on the Steelers. I'm putting it on the idea that whatever the report was yesterday may not be true.
Then make that known.
I think Omar Khan just did that.
Well, he made it very wishy-washy because the way he said it
because it's not like we started the conversation 10 minutes ago by saying it is possible Rodgers does show up. And it is possible he signs this weekend. But from listening to their GM, it sounds as if they don't know.
It sounds like they know, and to me it sounds like they know. To me it sounds like they are acting as if this is a player who is under contract somewhere else. And the way he's talking about Aaron Rodgers is as if he is talking about a player that they're meeting with in secret through back channels. He's talking about Aaron Rodgers as if they're not allowed to meet with him, as if he's under contract with someone else.
See, I disagree. It sounds like they're getting little tidbits of information from Rodgers and his camp, and that's what they're putting out there, is that the conversations have been positive, but we don't have specifics on when he's showing up, when he's deciding, any of that. That's what it sounds like to me, because that's the same thing that they've been saying the entire offseason. Art Rooney, II, has been saying that for weeks.
Yeah.
He said that he thought that they would have an answer before the draft. The draft came and went.
And this goes back to exactly what I was talking about yesterday and what I mentioned a few minutes ago. You're better than this. You're better than this. You are better than Aaron Rodgers. This organization is supposed to be better.
Well, they backed themselves into a corner.
Well, of course they have.
They have to have Rodgers for this season to be somewhat successful.
Which is ridiculous. You can still pick a lane. You can still say thanks but no thanks. You can still go into the year and just say, all right, well, I guess fight it out. You can go in like the Joker and break the pool cue and say, all right, Will Howard and Drew Aller, figure it out. One of you two is starting. The other one's going to be the backup. Figure it out. and that's what we're going to go with. And Mike McCarthy, who loves to develop quarterbacks, is going to develop one of them, and one of them is going to be the starter this year. And Aaron Rodgers, we're done playing around, because if you think you can just show up whenever you want to and not tell us and make us look like a joke in the media, that's not what the Steelers organization is about.
You can call or text the show at 310-840-4910. It's Bleck and Abdalla here on Westwood One Sports and the Westwood One Sports app. We have a texter from the 615 that sends in, that's some major stammering, bro, with the emoji face of like questioning.
See?
What he heard from Omar Khan.
It's ridiculous. Just be forthright. Just say.
Let's see. From the 847, why don't they use a Santa Claus tracker to put on Rodgers? So we can all go online and see where Rodgers is at around the world.
That's assuming he's flying. Santa Claus flies at least.
Could you imagine, like, you could send who's someone that's close to Aaron Rodgers? Get his buddy, get McAfee,
the punter,
to walk up to him and be like, "Hey, Rodgers, swallow this," and then give him an AirTag and just have him swallow an AirTag.
That's what I was going to say.
So he's got one of those Apple AirTags in him at all times, and you could just track where Aaron Rodgers is at.
What's going to happen is he's going to get to the Steelers facility maybe sometime this weekend or today.
Who knows?
And Omar Khan is going to go in for the hug, and he's going to slip an AirTag into one of his pockets. And he's just so they can keep track of him, because otherwise they're not going to know where he is after he leaves the facility today.
All right, so we will keep our eyes on this story, whether or not today Aaron Rodgers will show up. The reports from yesterday were that it's going to happen this weekend. And then Omar Khan earlier today on Westwood One Sports tells Chris Mack that they don't really know. And he was stuttering and stammering. And
I was going to say, he actually said,
he made it seem like they're having positive conversations, but there were no specifics. And he didn't say that we had a positive conversation yesterday, and he didn't say that we expect him in the facility today. So we'll see. I'm guessing before we're off the air at 3 Eastern that there will be a new development with this story. Either we'll find out that the reports from yesterday were false, or we will find out that Rodgers is in Pittsburgh and he will be at the facility. I think we'll find out today.
It's not Vrabel and Rossini. This isn't the Post coming out.
What,
this isn't page 6 in TMZ.
You got new news?
There's not reporters out all over the country.
You got new news on Vrabel and Rossini?
This is a slow-moving horse.
A new location?
No, I'm just saying this is a slowly developing story. This is not the other NFL story we've got.